Alright, good day. I hope you guys are doing well. This is African Crypto Warlord. Overnight, some good scalps coming in, a lot of activity. What we're looking at today is XRP USDT. We'll pop on to BTC USD just to see what it's doing on the 5-minute, up to like 6 hour, because what we were monitoring is BTC go up, XRP stay sideways, and then profit taking on all markets. So when BTC go down, BTC XRP go down, BTC XRP USDT go down. So there's been a lot of profit taking, but they are adding on. As I've been watching the orders of the last 3 days, we're getting consecutive, like today and yesterday, we're getting orders above $21,000. Majority of them are buy orders at the current moment. And guys are quite reluctant to let off their 54k bids. So this is quite interesting. We have some PB coin levels up over here, and the general idea is you start closing above the PB coin, you want to go test to the upside. You start closing below this PB coin, you want to go test to the downside. So what we're going to come up and do is we're going to say, what I was monitoring yesterday was we're going to have a pullback into the daily mean, right? So it gets super volatile, and then when the new daily mean prints, which is this yellow line over here, when the new daily mean prints, it wants to pull back into it. Okay, so you can see pretty much at day of print, boom, the next new line started. It came in, and obviously there was a projection cone here, right? So it came in, and it has projection cone confluence with VRE daily level, and it's been riding the cone up for a little bit. Now it's catching on to the VRE levels. So what we'll go and do is we're going to go throw up the 15 minutes just to see what all the other time frames are saying. So generally, if you can, this one will be quite hard. The next candle needs to close above this red line over here, so in 6 minutes time for continuation to the upside on RO. There is mean reversion to the upside here. What we are experiencing is a little bit of negative drift. So you just need to close that. Close this one here is fine, but close the next one above it and you'll naturally print through mean reversion. This will be quite hard to make a red candle, but that would, as we saw with BTC last night, that's a red column, as we saw with BTC last night, that just takes one big order. Okay, so we have a little bit of a wick here, mean reversion. So in 21 minutes, we're going to look for positive drift to come in through the book. So maybe it wants to set a bull div here. If it fails this region, we're nearly at point, so this is sideways, hence why it's like a doji looking thing. And that's because contraction, positively correlated, contraction, negatively correlated means sideways, which is fine because we're at a mean reversion point. So the next 45 minute closes, opens and closes, well, I would say closes below here. You'll start to look for continuation to the downside, okay? And your punches here are 3752 and daily mean 3728. You fail that, you're more than likely wanting to go test 3591. Which is how much to the downside? It's 3.65%. And the general idea is you start closing above this red line, you'll look for continuation through the cone into these regions up here. Alright, let me take this data off. Let me take cone off. That's fine. And then 90 minutes. Let's see if there's any, so there will be some negative drift coming through the book here on the 90 minute, keeping this down, selling pressure. Alright, and that's still got a phase to do, but it is random, so it does say sideways, 3 hour. Sideways will naturally kick that thing back up. Bear div formed, under contraction though, sideways, so there's a lot of sideways. Let's see if there's a time frame on the higher term time frames that's very close to the mean, was wanting to move into a new phase. That's fine, that's got a bull div, contraction, negatively correlated, that's negative drift into the daily mean, because now we're getting up into these higher term time frames. So those have played out, I would say for now. There's obviously continuation that can be triggered off of them. 12 hours sideways. So let's say patience is of virtue over here. Sideways on the 24 hour. Negative drift, so negative drift and sideways is what we're observing at the current moment. It's confused, sideways with mean reversion. There's your doji on the 5-day. 5-day is in contraction mode. So to me, I like to say 5-day is what's keeping this market up. So positive drift on the 5-day is quite hard to beat. Positive drift on the 7-day. So it's the higher term time frames. Let's do 14-day. Higher term time frames with some not significant positive drift, but because there's 4 or 5 of them in a row, it does make it quite hard. What I say here, off of 5-day, 7-day, 14-day, 21 days also got positive drift, but that we can show on Poloniex. Anyway, what I like to say is if all of those high term time frames have positive drift, what you'll be looking for is higher highs with higher lows, if that makes sense. So it will go set higher highs, and then that's pretty much bull divs, is what I'm trying to indicate here. Off of the higher term time frames, that's what helps set these things in. As you can see here, it's just higher high breaks out higher high, doesn't make a lower low, higher high doesn't make a lower low, and then obviously it wants to unwind itself like a big one here, but doesn't go for its lower low. So there's quite a bit of positive drift in the market. If we fail up here, we're going for 35.91. Let me do BTC, USDT, just on the 5-minute. A little bit of bull div, contraction phase. Also, it hasn't, I was monitoring this earlier, hasn't touched its daily mean. So any failure points, let's put on the reverse wave trend, and I'll put that on the 15-minute. Okay, 5 minutes, alright. Any failure below this mean, 19.479, you'll look for continuation to daily mean. Obviously that's a big target, so I'm going to start saying this will have to mean revert at this mean for continuation up into this orange bit here. But that's all done with negative drift in the book, which means it's going to tell me it's going to have a hard time trying to set a higher high. 15-minute has hit its outlier expansion, so the contraction phase is going to add positive drift to that on the 15-minute. In the next couple candles, in the next 1 minute, expansion to the downside on 35-minute, outlier event. Sideways at mean reversion phase, closes below the red line there. You'll have mean reversion phase on the 90-minute. Sideways, 3-hour. Contraction significantly positively correlated, so that is the negative drift that's coming through the book, but because it's a small candle, a small column, it's not going to hit as hard. Waiting for mean reversion here. Next 1 hour, so the next 3-hour print, it would naturally want to start opening to the upside, so maybe that's an opportunity to look out for. Sideways on 6-hour. Mean reversion though, contraction negatively correlated, that's your positive drift coming through, which backs the mean reversion phase. Looking for sideways action, returns on so big to the upside with a bull div, returns to the downside, blue flash hasn't ended. 2-day not looking so good, maybe it wants 1 day not looking so good. 2-day contraction positive correlated to the downside. Small candle though, a small column, which will make it a little bit harder for the super scalper to confirm, but what you can see here is if it crosses through that line, it's obviously, if this candle closes below here, that's a natural mean reversion to the downside in a trend. Okay, 3-day, and that'll be into the daily mean, this region here. 3-day contraction negative drift, that's the 3-day that's picked this up, right? So let me turn this off. So positive drift on the 3-day is what we're observing here. As you can see, it triggered through on a print, and then positive drift pulled it up and through. Contraction phase for a long time, so maybe you do have the opportunity to get up into the 20k region. Let's go have a look at the contraction, positively correlated. 5-day is going to be weighing in quite a bit. I'm going to put more weight on the 5-day than the 3-day. 3-day seems to have played itself out a bit here, just to keep price action cushy. Contraction, positively correlated, more downside. Contraction, positively correlated, more downside. BLX. And then I just want to end this off. Contraction, positively correlated, more downside, but Cloud is saying it's going to be harder to make a bigger candle than that for the next one. Sorry, up here. It's going to be harder to make a bigger candle than this, so let's just pull it from here. Is 9%. Some street math. 9% sends us down to around about, just call it 18k, couple $3-4 shy. And then we're going to go put up XRP USDT, and I just want to show you 21-day positive drift there. Contraction contraction negatively correlated adds positive drift, right? 14-day had the same thing. 7-day had the same thing. 7-day, oh, not on this chart. What does 5-day say on Poloniex? Same thing. That's cool. XRP BTC. Let's just actually have a quick look at XRP USDT on the 15-minute cone. I can hear some pings coming through to the upside. To the upside. Okay, looking for mean reversion play under expansion. We're looking to break through whatever is touching this thing. Okay, that's already happened. Ultimate power mean, we're looking to break through VRE level here. Close above, not too fast, not too fast. To close above, it will naturally print a super scalper through with easy expansion. You see now it's starting to get front run. Starting to get front run. If it makes a big wick and then down, people aren't going to be so excited to long that. Needs to stay about there. XRP BTC, also breaking out of its level, looking for mean reversion, same play. So we'll look for continuation with closure above here into, I'm just going to pull up a VRE level, turn those off. You close above VRE level here, you look for continuation into the next one. You start failing below daily mean and fail below red line, you're looking at 1810. You start closing above here, you're looking at 2053. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Next ebb and flow volatility should back any down dip here, because it will be contraction phase. 2-3 candles will set that into Pearson correlation positive with an expansion candle. So we'll have an expansion candle no matter what in the next 15 minutes, which saves that price action. Contraction, expansion should lift it up. We've come in into contraction positively correlated. So you close below JMA, you're going to look for continuation down into 3227. You fail 3227, you're looking at 3591. Any targets to the upside, you start closing 45-minute candles above this region, 90-minute candles above that region, 3-hour candles above that region, and you start having a bullish div form at that region. You're going to look for continuation up. I hope this was helpful. As you can see, these indicators are flicking around. Put on the 15-minute. Initial drag to the downside, looking for a trend. So in here will be the next fill. You can break here and still set in a div. Alright, I hope this was helpful. BTC go down, XRP go up. Ciao Bella.